Hey there, my wedding planning friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for clicking on my video. I'm Emily Summer. I'm a wedding planner based in Montana, and I make weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to get the most out of your wedding registry, and then also some ideas and recommendations on places to actually register. So wedding registries began as it was kind of the assumption that the couple was living with their parents or living separately and didn't really have a whole lot of household or just items to begin their adult life together. And so when you get married, then you move in and you have this house together and you need to fill it with all of the things that you need. So that's where the wedding registry came in to kind of celebrate that union of two people. Nowadays, we are seeing it's a lot more common that couples are already living together prior to getting married, and so a lot of times they'll have a lot of the things that they need, or they've been living on their own for a while and they already have those items. So I get asked a lot by couples on registry ideas and some other options when they don't need all of the kind of normal traditional style of wedding registry. So while registries have evolved a bit, there are still some tried and true items and still stand up when it comes to kind of a traditional wedding registry. So here are some tips on how to get the most out of your wedding registry. Register for things that make sense to you as a couple. So there are a ton of lists out there on must-have registry items. Now, a lot of those might apply to you, but a lot of those might not. So if you are not somebody that hosts dinners, if you're not somebody that is a baker, if you don't cook all that much and it's not something that you're that interested in, you don't need to have a fully, completely stocked kitchen if that's just not who you are, just because that's what a wedding registry list says that you should do. Obviously, you want to have the basics, you want to have what you need in your home, but only register for things that are really going to make sense to you, not just because somebody told you to or some list says this is what you need to register for. So use these lists as kind of guidelines if you need a springboard or some ideas to get started, but they're not requirements. Number two, you can use this as an upgrade opportunity. So maybe you are one of those couples that have lived together for a while, you guys have a lot of the things that you've already need essentially in your kind of household essential items in your kitchen, whatever that might be. Use this opportunity to maybe upgrade some of those items. So perhaps when you moved in together, or maybe even on your own, a lot of the items you have are hand-me-downs, and maybe you got them from Goodwill, or they've been used, they're used items and kind of mismatched. Use this as an opportunity to maybe slightly upgrade your items, and then in turn donate those older items back. So think through some things that maybe you've had for a while, or things that you wish you had more of, and kind of use your registry as an upgrade opportunity rather than saying, oh, I already have everything that I need and we don't need anything new. Number three, you can use a registry for non-tangible items as well. So if you do feel like you don't need that many physical items, nowadays you can actually register for honeymoon funds or excursions and activities and experiences related to your honeymoon or just related to your life in general. I've also had couples that recently purchased a home right before getting married, and it's a bit of a fixer-upper, and they were able to register for certain fixer-upper projects that they were planning on doing to their home. So this way people are, sending you money, but it's not like it's just, oh, here's money because you got married and you don't know what they're gonna do with it. It makes your guests still feel like they're contributing to a particular item or a particular project or something that is somewhat tangible, even though they're just sending you money. Number four, start early and aim to have your registry completely done by 6 to 9 months before your wedding day. This way you are having it completed before any of your bridal showers, bachelorette parties, bachelor parties. You can send it on your invitations. You might even send it on Save the Dates, your link, or just have it updated on the website. There are some guests that really like to snag those gifts early, and like I said, if you're having showers or pre-wedding festivity parties where people are going to be bringing in gifts, it's a great idea to have your registry done so that you can start accumulating some of those items for pre-wedding festivities as well. Number five, use about 2 to 3 different locations, and they can be online resources, but have at least one of them be physical. So even if it is an online store that you registered for and people can purchase online, it's really great to have at least one of those be an in-store physical location as well. A great example of this is Target. A lot of people will choose to purchase things online, but they also have the option to go in and physically purchase a gift in store in Target as well, and most places have a Target, so this is a great option for that. That way, if there's some people that want to physically see the item before purchasing it, or perhaps they procrastinated a little bit too long and they didn't have time to purchase a gift that will get there in time, and they want to be able to physically bring the gift to you, being able to run in and grab a physical item from a physical location is a great thing to have included. This also gives you an opportunity to have a bit more options for guests as well, and they can kind of choose what fits best for their particular tastes and what they want to gift you. By having multiple locations, you have a little bit more of a variety of gift types. Similarly, number 6 is have a range of options and a range of price. So it's okay to register for some pretty pricey things. There are guests that might go in together to purchase that for you. People really close to you, family members, a lot of times will purchase those higher ticket items. So don't feel guilty to register for those. You're also not requiring anybody to buy them for you. But also make sure that you have good mid-range and some lower range options as well. This way there's a little bit of something for everyone, and they can also kind of pick and choose as they have in their budget and maybe purchase multiple items in that smaller range, or however they want to do that. But it's just good to have a good variety of options and a good range of prices. Number 7, be mindful of your guest count when you're registering. So you're obviously registering kind of per guest, so you want to be keeping that in mind when you are registering for items. If you are inviting 70 people, you probably don't want to register for 200 items, as you're going to probably not get a lot of those fulfilled. Likewise, if you are inviting 250 people to your wedding and you only register for 75 items, that's not going to leave a whole lot of options for all of your guests, and those are going to go very quickly, and then guests are going to be left with, wondering what to buy you for your wedding. Number 8, think a little bit ahead and register for not only present but future needs. So obviously you want to register for things that you don't have that you're going to want immediately, but also think a little bit into your future and consider what you might want and might need in the future. So maybe you live in a small apartment right now and you guys can't really host family members or host too many people in your home, but that's something that you're working towards, and you want to eventually have a home where you can host your family for holidays or whatever that might be. So maybe register for some kind of entertaining pieces and items that you can use with a larger group of people, even if you can't do that right away. That way, when you do have the opportunity, you'll be thankful that you didn't have to purchase them yourself and you already have those items ready to go. Obviously, do this within reason. You don't want to be completely registering for some future home and then you have nowhere to store all of these items. So just be mindful of what you could potentially need in the future, but also register for present needs as well. Number 9, ask your friends and family, get some recommendations. If you don't really know what you need or where to even start, ask your parents what their favorite registry item was that they got for their wedding. Ask your friends that have recently got married what's something that they wish they would have registered for that they didn't and they had to purchase themselves, or what their favorite kitchen item is that they can't live without. Use your resources and get some opinions from those close to you to get some ideas to put onto your registry. That way you know you're registering for items that have been vouched for by people that are close to you. And number 10, keep a list. This is key, especially if you have a lot of online options. If people are purchasing gifts online and have the option to send them to you right away, you're going to be getting gifts for a while leading up to your wedding. So you want to make sure that you are staying organized in this process. As soon as a gift comes in, write it down, write down who it came from, and if feasible, write your thank you note right then and there. I know some people choose to have thank you notes that have like wedding photos on them, so if that's something that you're waiting till after the wedding to do, at least keep a list and keep track of gifts as they come in and who they're from. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier when it comes time to send out those thank yous after your wedding day. So those are some tips on how to register for your wedding registry. Now, if you have no idea where to even start and you need some recommendations on locations, like I said, it's great to have a few different options. So some ones that I love and that my couples have used are, if you're looking for a non-tangible like honeymoon or home restoration kind of thing that we talked about earlier, Zola is a great option for this, as well as Honey Fund. Both of those allow you to register for non-tangible items if you wanted to include those in your registry. Zola also gives you the option to register for tangible items as well, and you can kind of choose from a variety of stores all in one place, which is nice. Similarly, Amazon is very similar in this sense. Everyone uses Amazon essentially. People know how to navigate it, and it's pretty user-friendly when it comes to creating a wedding registry. In fact, I actually have a Amazon storefront of wedding registry ideas and things that I see couples registered for all the time, as well as some of my favorites and some of those close to me. So if you need some ideas or need some recommendations on kind of to kickstart your wedding registry, I will link that in the description below. Like I mentioned earlier, Target is a great option as well, as you can have online and also in-store options. Crate & Barrel is another popular wedding registry site, and so this is one that you can either have a physical location or an online kind of based on where your guests are located. And it's one of those where it's mostly housewares, but you know what you're going to get. Those are high quality products that you know exactly where they're coming from and that they are good quality. Some other more kind of niche options, if you did want to include a larger variety, are Anthropologie, Neiman Marcus, Williams-Sonoma, and Restoration Hardware. Now those ones are all a little bit in the higher price range, so not everyone will include those, but if you are looking for a little bit of a wider variety and a little bit of something kind of out of the norm from normal wedding registries, those are great options as well. Wedding registries can be a super fun part of your wedding planning, as you are kind of creating a wish list of all of these fun things you're going to get after you've already had the best day of your life. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe to get weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice, and we'll see you next week.